Yeah, we're talking about getting rid of Eric.
I know, but if I vote to get rid of Eric, and Dustin, if I vote to get rid of Eric and Eric goes, then you just said to me a minute ago you're going to put Dustin up next week. Okay. Dustin, I think, feels safer to keep Eric in this house to watch his back as opposed to you.
Yeah, and just like Dustin had no reason to worry about me whatsoever before 2 days ago. None. Absolutely zero. He's the one that did this. Okay, and let me tell you something else. And you know this is the truth. If I can turn around and be working with Kale and Jen to get him out, you don't think that I'll ever be able to work with Dustin again if he can be fucking honest with me for a goddamn change?
Then you need to talk to him.
No, he needs to talk to me.
You.
I didn't fuck him. He's trying to fuck me. There's a difference.
Not just too much for me. I'm stuck in the middle of too many different things. Like I don't know what to do because I fucking swore on my daughter. I'm willing. I'm considering.
Let's take this swearing on the life of your daughter out of the equation.
Can I just finish, please?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Because you keep interrupting.
I'm sorry.
I will consider voting to get rid of Eric. I will. It's a great possibility that it's going to happen. I feel like, what am I supposed to do though? If Dustin is my closest ally and he feels, whatever, me and Dustin can feel opposites, that's fine. But if I go and vote to get rid of Eric and my vote is the one that gets Eric out of this house, then Dustin's going to look at me like, thanks. Like that, you know what I mean? We have to like watch each other's back in a sense. And it's like, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't.
But you don't feel like there's a lot of other people who have your back in this house, Amber?
No, I don't. Not anymore. I really don't.
Jamaica, Jessica, you don't think that?
Jessica and me have not. We don't talk at all. I've never spoken game to that girl one time ever in my life. Not once have I spoken one word of game to her ever. Like I couldn't tell you what she was thinking or anything at all. I have no fucking clue whatsoever. Me and her do not talk. We like. I'll be like, Jessica, we like joke and we say little things, but there's no like, I've never had a one-on-one conversation with her.
Well, honestly, one thing about Jessica is, I think the only person that she doesn't talk game with pretty much anybody, to be honest. Like, almost anybody. Probably a little bit with Eric. We discussed the Eric thing with Jessica. Other than that, like, up in the group is pretty much the only thing that she talks to. You know what I mean? Jessica, just all she does is lay around and sleep here all day. That's it.
She tans.
Shut up.
And giggles. I like Jessica, don't get me wrong.
I didn't say that.
If you take the swearing on your life of your daughter out of the equation, what do you come up with?
I want Eric gone.
So, remedy the situation. I told everybody, and I tell everybody, the only time I ever lied in this house was to Zach. And I made it right by going to Zach and telling him, and I was totally justified in doing what I did because Zach was setting me up. And instead I tried to flip it so he went on the block instead of Joe. And what happened with that? Joe went around and told Zach. Joe went around and told everyone that I did that. When I was trying to save his ass, fucking asshole. Things change in this house on an hourly basis.
And another thing, and whatever, you guys don't get mad at me. I just think it's a little odd how you guys are like both buddy-buddy with Jen now.
It's not that we're
maybe not buddy-buddy like friends, but like you guys are always like talking and like, it's just weird. It just strikes me as very odd.
Okay, how this thing all started?
Yeah, because of Eric.
No, there's a lot more to it.
I went to Jen to call a truce, okay? Over all of the bullshit that's been going on, especially after the clothes throwing situation.
And this was also after the, I told you, the POV was one, and I needed to talk to Jen because I needed to know what she was doing with it. And that's when I started talking to her about, she wanted to know who I was finding, and I didn't want to tell her. And that's when we started exchanging notes because she had an idea of who I was going to put up and why.
And I talked to her, and we made a deal and I promised her that I wouldn't give her any of the bullshit anymore, and all the way through the end of the game, and I gave her my word. And then after that, we started talking about other things. And when we were talking about one person, and at one point, nobody was mentioning names. And at one point, she goes, he. And then she goes, or she. And I go, no, you can say he. And as a matter of fact, I go, I'll say it, Eric. And she goes, yeah, Eric. And that's when everything came together, and all it was is like we already knew. It was just confirmation. And then she had more information that just piled it on top.
And for me, Amber, you know that I do not like Jen. We're in bunny suits together. We can't do anything. She's in this house. Nick's gone, so I don't have to deal with her, you know, treating me like crap because of Nick. I'll be cordial with her. I'll, you know, sit and talk to her. That does not, how many times have I told you this? That does not change my opinion of her. I don't think she's a good person. I think that she's a horrible person. I think she's a rude person, insensitive. My opinion of her has not changed at all. But for me, of course, I'd rather be cordial with somebody rather than, you know, her giving me dirty looks and making snide comments at me every single day. Do you know what I mean? It's just like...
And just because we're working for the same goal...
doesn't mean we're working
and
together.
Trust me, it doesn't mean that she's voting to vote Eric out. She's voting to keep Kale in. I'm not voting to keep Kale in. I'm voting to get Eric out. There's a difference. It's the same, but there is a difference.